Appreciate everybody coming today. My name is Brad Koch in the Public Affairs Office. Brought you here today to discuss a robbery series which we have had over the last week and a half. Division officers early this morning made a pretty significant arrest, and with me to discuss this is Sergeant Brian Scharf, SCHARF. He is over the robbery unit, and he will have all the details on this case, on these cases, and he'll share it with you now. Sergeant.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. Again, just to reiterate what Lieutenant Koch said, Patrol made some significant arrests early this morning on a series of events we've had over the past week and a half, all of them being robberies, well, one auto theft also. This morning, well, it all started back in about November 7th with a robbery of a person who left a check cashing location, and she was robbed after she had left the location. Another one occurred the next day, and we quickly realized that this was the same group of people robbing throughout the city. These were spread out everywhere. They then continued on and did about 7 more robberies. Patrol detectives were able to do a really good job of canvassing and finding a lot of surveillance video. We were able to get information out to our patrol officers fairly quickly and about a certain vehicle, and they located that vehicle last night, unfortunately after another robbery, but either way located it. In the vehicle were three of the suspects. Jay Doolin, Jared Starks, and Terrence Morgan were all arrested and charged for multiple counts of robbery, auto theft. There was a brief police pursuit, which ended safely, and they were also charged with criminal offenses related to that.
How many robberies in total?
Right now they were charged with 7. We're still investigating others.
Were these all people were these all robbed at the same place? The same
No. They were robbed all over the city in different locations. Not all of them were followed from a check cashing place. Some of them were just, walking to their car from a store or whatnot. And it was just basically crime of opportunity.
Robberies of individuals as a rule.
They were persons robberies, all robberies of individual.
Armed robberies, or they beating them up? Can you give any details of?
They were all armed robberies. There were actually, in 2 of the robberies, the suspects fired shots at the victim, which obviously, makes it significantly more violent. But yeah, they were all armed.
Can you talk about what made you guys, you said 7 or 8, but what tied them together? They're all over the city. How did you guys figure that they were all the same group?
Well, obviously there's various ways we use to determine whether or not they're related. A lot of it's MO, description. Again, once we got some surveillance video of a vehicle they were driving, and then our crime analysis unit found that this vehicle they were driving was a stolen vehicle. In reviewing some surveillance video from that, we realized that it was the same group of people who actually stole the vehicle and then used it to go out and rob all the other people.
What's the criminal history on these guys? Have they done this before?
It's pretty horrendous, quite frankly. One of them, I believe, has 42 arrests here. 44 arrests since 2005, 21 arrests since 2012, and 9 arrests since 2010.
You said that 3 were located in that vehicle. Are you guys looking for anyone else at this time?
We are not. No one else was described to us. No one else, we believe, was present during the robberies.
What are the ages of these gentlemen?
20s, mid-20s. Oh, excuse me, one is two men, one female.
Jade is the female?
Jade is the female.
Jade.
Jade, just J-A-D-E.
Okay.
Were there any injuries to those? I mean, I know you said shots were fired, but were there any other injuries to anybody involved, victims of these robberies?
No, there were no injuries. No one was struck. Again, and I've said it in the past, and I'll say it again, you can't measure the mental injury that occurs, when you're robbed, when a gun's put in your face, especially when, someone fires that weapon at you. You certainly can't measure the injury to that.
Were there
I'm sorry, you can't begin to maybe say why these three were doing this, but it looks like some just sport. I mean, this is what they do, this is,
I think this is how they make a living, certainly. I believe they were supporting a habit, would be my opinion, but,
Any commonalities? I know you said that happened all over the city, like time of day, where they, I mean, you said maybe a couple of them were check cashing places, or any commonalities you saw in the need?
the only real commonality, other than, obviously their description of vehicle, things like that, they were nighttime robberies. Other than that, there was really no significant commonalities. They were pretty much spread out, so there was no huge commonality.
I know you don't have a gavel or a robe, but he's in his 20s, 44 arrests in the last 13 years. That has to frustrate you as police officers.
Well, and I've said this before, I love my job, so I try not to get frustrated in what I do, but of course it is frustrating for the innocent people. For me, I don't get so much frustrated, but I get frustrated for innocent people who get robbed or get criminal. Something criminal happens to them, they become a victim, and it's frustrating for them, certainly.
What is your advice to the public? Obviously, you watch your back, keep your eyes and ears everywhere you can, but, it's gotta be a concern.
You just have to be, you can't walk around scared, but you have to be vigilant. Everybody has to be vigilant, everybody has to be aware of their surroundings. You just really gotta be really vigilant. It's difficult though, of course, you're just out cashing a check or you're out leaving a store, not thinking anything about it. And usually these things happen fairly quickly, and usually there's not a whole lot of violence associated with them. But unfortunately, sometimes there are.
In a bigger picture, this year, I know you guys are looking at it, have robberies from persons been something, has it been a bigger issue this year than we've seen?
No, in fact, I believe they might be down. I don't see them as don't get me wrong, any robbery is an issue to me. Whether it's 1, 2, or 10, or 1,000, any robbery is an issue. It's a violent event, but I don't think they're any more of an issue this year than they've been any other years.
As we head into the holiday season, a lot of people are gonna be out shopping. Is this kind of perfect timing to create more awareness?
Well, it's obviously a great time to create more awareness, and people obviously need to be more aware around this time of year. I get asked that a lot, because our unit primarily does business robberies, and I don't see the massive increases that people think there are. I think there's a perception out there that there's massive increases in especially robberies, but I don't see them. I'll just be honest with you. But again, it still doesn't say you shouldn't be more vigilant and more careful about what you're doing and where you are and who you're with.
If you're able to give any details about how you guys came upon the car this morning, was this after something that happened this morning? I know you guys already had the car description. Was this, you guys are always obviously looking for, but I didn't know if this came recently just after another incident this morning?
Well, earlier, yesterday, we were able to find very specific information about the car. And what we do with that is we put it out to everybody, all of our patrol officers. So, when we do that, patrol officers are very ambitious. And they go out looking for that car. That's what they do. They drive around and look for that car. And there was a robbery that occurred, and it was the same people. But of course, they had this email, they had this description going out over the radio, and they just did what they do, and it was really, really good work, and really observant work, and, thank God they were out there doing what they do.
For our purposes, last night was the last robbery of which, there was a pursuit, and then you guys found them. So where was that, where did that one happen, and then?
That was at 5832 Redmond Road at 11:47 last night. And then looks like the pursuit was shortly thereafter. No.
All right. Pursuit was on Albemarle Road.
I don't have a location, was it? Yeah, I don't have an actual location.
Correct. Will you guys be providing those report numbers? All right, thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Will surveillance video, any of that be available to us?
Surveillance video is just going to be part of the criminal investigation, so that's not going to be released. We do have a press release that we're going to send out shortly, including all the complaint numbers with all the locations. We're also going to include a copy of all the public reports involving these incidents, including the auto theft as well as the 7 cases. It was really outstanding work by our patrol divisions. This was robberies that happened in 4 different divisions throughout the city over the last 9 days. And you know, once we were able to piece that together yesterday and put that information out, the officers, as Sergeant Sharf said, did a great job in terms of locating the vehicle and locking up the bad guys. So with that, we appreciate it. You all have a great day and have a great weekend. Thank you.